Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Man, We're Too Old for This, here on the Nerdturnal Network. I'm your host, the experience that some call Jason, and with me today is...
the token Garfield fan, Tarky.
CDL113.
And the Todd Father.
And today we got more rumors coming out of Hollywood. Well, not even rumors this time. We've got confirmations coming out of Hollywood.
We were right the last time.
Some of the HBO Max stuff we were talking about last episode, hours after we recorded it, we started seeing news articles confirming most of the Warner Brothers slate, if not all of it, going to HBO Max.
All of it. Their entire 2021 slate of movies is going to HBO Max. Where we were going, hey, it's rumored that Godzilla v. Kong may be going to HBO Max. What do you think? They one-upped us and said, ha, all that shit's going to HBO Max.
Yep.
We'll also be talking about the news coming out of Sony about Sony and Marvel, about the next Spider-Man movie. A lot of casting stuff has come to light. You know,
Everyone important is back.
Basically. You know, we've been hearing rumors to that effect on some of them, and now we're starting to get confirmed reports of.
Well, hold on.
Of who's
everyone from a second Spider-Man movie is back.
Spiderman3 mobile home.
So anyway, let's start off with the HBO Max stuff. So like I said, we've been talking about King Kong Godzilla last time. Todd, do you remember what the entire slate was?
Yeah, not only are you getting Godzilla v. Kong, you knew you were getting Wonder Woman 1984, because that's this month. But you're getting Godzilla v. Kong, you're getting Matrix 4, you're getting the Tom and Jerry movie, you're getting Space Jam 2, you're getting the Dune remake. All that stuff is coming to HBO Max. It's Warner Brothers' entire 2021 slate is going to HBO Max.
Now, the Batman, was that going to be a 2022 movie?
And that's the thing. The Batman is one of them that was up in the air. You don't know if you're going to get that one or not.
Okay. I knew they had not confirmed that one yet.
Yeah.
You know, just hearing that on paper, or, you know, hearing that just as the statement of Tom and Jerry, Space Jam 2, and the Doom remake, I'm sitting here going, those all sound like the best, worst movies to watch.
Yeah, probably.
Like, they all sound like they're not going to be great, but I would love to see each and every single one of them.
Well, Doom remake, the trailer for it looked pretty good.
Yeah.
The trailer for Tom and Jerry looks good to me.
Yeah, well, heck, if you've seen the trailer for the Tom and Jerry, yeah, it's entertaining looking. It's like, oh, okay.
Well, like, I like it because it's like, hey, we haven't done anything Roger Rabbit-like in a while.
Yeah.
Go ahead and just do that again.
And the technology is a lot better, so it actually kind of works.
Roger Rabbit did work too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a very well done movie.
Yeah, I'm watching it on
It's
HBO.
probably easier for them to do now, though.
Yeah. Sorry, I just really like Tom and Jerry.
I'll be curious to see what they do with Dune. Because that is such a big story to try to compact into a movie.
You have some of the Doom fans basically going, well, it's basically ruined everything because, you know, I think they were going to spread that out amongst several movies.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going, well, there's less of a chance of doing that. No. It's like some people don't really realize you have a disease out there that is very contagious and can possibly kill you.
And if not you, a loved one that you bring it home to.
Yeah. I'm not risking that. I'm not risking my 83-year-old father to go see any movie. Nobody is more excited about Godzilla vs. Kong than me. I'm not going to risk my father's life on my health to go see any movie. So, you know, and it's not like they're going to keep pushing them back to however long this takes. Something's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And also, frankly, I'm betting a lot of them are like, release it now. And then once this is over, we do a limited time re-release in theaters and make a butt ton of money.
Well, the trick with the Warner Brothers stuff, it's all gonna be like Wonder Woman. It's coming out both ways. It's going to be on HBO Max. It's going to be in theaters. If you want to see it so bad that you'll take that risk, you can go to the theater and enjoy the spike. If you want to have some sense and watch the shit at home, you can watch it at home.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally a both and. If you look at the Wonder Woman thing, they say it's in HBO Max and theaters. And they go, oh, it's piracy's gonna go out of control. No, because it's coming out in theaters in places like if you're overseas and you don't have HBO Max, it'll be in your theaters like Tenet was. But it's coming out here where COVID has gone out of its mind on HBO Max. You could still go to a theater, though I don't know why in the hell you would.
Well, now there's a lot more drive-in theaters now than pre-pandemic.
What'd you say?
I said there's a lot of places have opened up drive-through theaters during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I'm truthfully surprised they haven't made even more of a comeback. But
Yeah, I'm. My wife was reading something in a magazine or on thing, and she asked me about that. She goes, "Are they really bringing drive-through or drive-in movies back?" And I'm like, "Apparently." I said, "I hadn't heard about it, here where we live, but yeah, some of the bigger areas I know."
My buddy in Kansas City, hell, she's gone to a couple of drive-ins now. Where hell they do drive-in theaters.
Yeah, well, that's like one of the guys I know that lives in California. He was talking about he carried his kids. They were having like a fest of kind of movies that you could go to the drive-in and they fixed this big canvas up and everything. And he carried his kids to see a bunch of the Disney movies that they were, hosting out there. And everybody's like, "Man, do this with some of the newer movies." And it's like, okay, we will.
Hell, now I wish that me and our buddy actually, because we thought about opening one. In the nostalgia's sake, shit, if we'd done that now, hell, we've been paid like ain't no damn tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hindsight, man, hindsight.
Well, the trick is I'm old enough that, hell, I went to drive-in movies. They're truthfully more fun. They just are. The difference is, the big thing about the multiplex was just that. It was a multiplex. You could show, a million movies. You can have 20 movies going in one spot at any given time. Where the drive-in, no, you got one film.
Or
maybe two.
Yeah, maybe two. Show one day, show one the other.
But as far as the experience was a hell of a lot more fun. I was truthfully pissed off that they were gone by the time I got up,
Old enough to date.
16, 17 years old, where I could drive myself and stuff like that. I only have the joy of going to them in footy pajamas.
Yeah,
That's
Which honestly sounds like the better experience.
It was. Drive-ins were the shit. Hell, if you had your girl, you could make out because you had a car, and you go through there, and hell, it's all kind of cars with the windows all fogged up and shit. I mean, and when you were a little kid, yeah, because with the drive-in, hell, they didn't charge you for little kids. So hell, it's been a many damn movie to hell. My parents would go to that. I'd be in footy pajamas in the back seat, bundled up. Maybe I'd see all the movies. Maybe I wouldn't. But it was just neat. And with Bluetooth and stuff now, your sound would be better.
Yeah. I can remember as a kid, my dad, huge John Wayne fan. Any Western that came out, yeah, he was there. And the last movie I remember going to the drive-in here over in Huntsville was it The Shootist?
That was in like the 80s.
Okay, what was the last one he did in the 70s?
Hell, I know.
It was one of those. It was one of his later movies, and we went to the theater over there in the drive-in. And like Todd said, you kids could go. They'd be in the footy pajamas half the time. I can remember sitting in the back seat of the Mercury Marquee that they had in the 70s. And mom and dad up front, me in the back seat watching, the big screen. And dad had went and got us popcorn and, and a Coke. That was a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
The last film I saw,
just to set records straight, I believe The Shootist came out in 76.
Okay, then that's probably it.
The last film I saw at a drive-in was Star Wars. The first time I saw Star Wars at the drive-in.
I saw Star Wars at a theater because I remember that because me and my 4 cousins all went.
Yeah, it was me, mom, and dad. We were visiting my grandparents in Paducah. Our tradition was there was a pizza joint that we used to go to called Pasquale's, and we'd always go there and get pizza. Well, when we were waiting to get pizza, the drive-in was like over across the field. And I remember seeing the screen. I was going, "Ooh, mama, Star Wars. Can I go see Star Wars?" And they took me like if it wasn't the next night because King Kong came on NBC and I wanted to see it. So it was that last night we were there. They took me to go see Star Wars, and yeah, I saw Star Wars on the drive-in. They are hella fun. I truthfully, I hope they come back. Truthfully.
Yep.
Now, getting back to the HBO Max thing, and we've been talking about this off mic, but when these movies hit the streaming service, they're not just going to be there. They're not on there from then on. They're getting a kind of a runtime or
a window.
Yeah, kind of a release window, more or less matching the theatrical release.
A month. What they're saying right now is they'll get a month release. So, Matrix 4 comes out, it's on there for a month. The nice thing about the one for HBO Max is they ain't charging you nothing extra.
Yeah.
You have it for a month, and then after that month, it goes away, and then it goes into the process like it normally would if it come out in a theater. So it'll disappear. It'll show back up, later on DVD
or Vudu, where you can buy, or any of the ones that you can buy a digital copy of.
But it'll come back where you can buy a copy.
Yeah, where you can buy a copy, or hell, you could get it from Redbox or something like that.
Yeah.
And then eventually, when the theatrically released movie would start hitting the streaming services, it'd probably hit again and just be on there.
Yeah. Because my wife and I, we watched Godmothered last night on Disney, and I noticed that Mulan is now in their standard watch list.
Mulan's been there since the 1st of December.
Well, Mulan kind of flopped.
Yeah, but truthfully, Mulan showed up on Disney Plus for everybody weeks after it came out on DVD, where you could just bought it. Because I saw it in Target before it popped up on Disney Plus.
They didn't get the views of it when they were charging a $30 price for it.
Thank God.
Yeah,
thank God, because everybody's worried about HBO, about Warner Brothers doing this with HBO Max. No, the fuck you was gonna be if Mulan had hit.
Yeah.
If that'd been something like Endgame, where you had a bunch of people willing to pay $30 a pop to watch that shit, that's where you gonna get screwed.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't have seen shit at normal price from then on.
Nope.
That was gonna be your new normal.
Well, see, that's like, I know on Vudu where, like some of these movies, when they first popped up, they were going to be like $24 to $30 that had been in the screen. Now it's like, okay, $19, you can rent it. I still ain't paying that much for a new one. I'll wait till it drops.
And that's just it. This Warner Brothers had enough sense that they went, hell, we're gonna change the game. One, it's gonna make HBO Max the damn streaming service to have if you want to see it in this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And two, hell, you will have some gratitude from fans going, hey, look, COVID's hit people kind of hard. I damn sure ain't got $30 to just throw away on a damn movie. Well, hell, so I get the chance to see what the hell I want to see for what I'm paying per month.
Yeah, because it'd be like $30 for one show versus I pay $30 a month and get HBO on my regular TV, and I also get HBO Max. That's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's a better deal. So
what do y'all think about the movie theaters panicking over this?
Well, they would panic over it because from their point of view, this, if it really caught on, cuts them out.
Yeah.
Because when you go see a movie, they get a cut.
They get like, anywhere between 1% and 5% of the movie. The rest of the money they make is off their concession stands.
Which is why the concession is always so high.
So, you sit there and you go, if I'm the theater owner, I'm pissed about this. But like how HBO Max has said, okay, they're going to hit here for 30 days, but they're also going to, like Wonder Woman's going to also be at any of the theaters that want to open it. You're going to have people that go, well, I'm going to go to the theater and see this because I don't have HBO Max.
Yeah. Oh,
That's the trick. A lot of the people that are going to go to the theater, or that a lot of people that aren't going to go to the theater are the ones that, if it only came out in the theater, they're just going to skip it because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
I think they're getting a little too worried about nothing, because the trick is, some people may subscribe just to catch these movies, but the truth is, I don't think they're going to be making enough extra money to make up for how much they're losing, with the pandemic, keeping people away from theaters.
Yeah.
I think this is just a stopgap that they're trying to get through the pandemic.
Yeah.
And I think they'll snap right back to the usual afterwards.
It's just for 2021. You're getting Warner Brothers 2021 slate of movies. By their word, now, they could always be lying. It could end up being really profitable for them. They go to hell with it. But by their word right now, it's just for 2021. 2022, once things start to get back to kind of normal, their movies go back to kind of normal. Yeah. But their thing is, you're not going to, that if you put it out in a theater now, you're going to catch an L. Period. People aren't going, nobody's going into a crowded theater to watch Jack right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just period. And you can't push it back forever.
Yeah.
You push it back and push it back and push it back and push it back and push it back. And, you're not making money that way either. Now, like we were talking about off mic, Christopher Nolan's pissed off because, his magnum opuses must be seen in theaters to this. As if Tenet made money, because it didn't. Everybody's going, Tenet was the flop of 2020. Not because it's a bad movie, because it came out during COVID. Nobody's going to see that shit.
Yeah. Out of 100 people that would normally go to a theater to watch a movie, I saw on internet, you're getting maybe 10 out of that normal 100 that'll still go to the theater.
I wanted to see Tenet really, really bad. From the first trailer that I was like, I'm going to see that shit. And then COVID hit, and I was like, I ain't about to go see that shit.
Yep. That's like Black Widow. My wife saw the trailer for that and was like, ooh, I want to go see that. She likes Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow, and she likes Scarlett Johansson movies. And then when COVID hits, like, well, we'll just wait till that one comes out on rental. And, I can't say I blame her.
And the interesting thing, the thing that I'm curious about in all that is how is Disney Plus gonna do Black Widow now? Because they did their $30 Mulan and it didn't do all that well. Because I hear the movie sucks, which hurt it too. So you didn't drop $30 for a movie that you don't like. You really got a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah.
But with Wonder Woman coming out Christmas for free, because when you see the commercial, it's written under there at no extra charge to subscribers. Disney gonna have to knuckle that shit up, because you go dropping Black Widow. Oh, you can do this for $30. You gonna eat that sumbitch.
Yeah. Well, see, if they would just drop it for free on Disney Plus and amongst all their other Marvel stuff, right now you would have. It's like with the Mandalorian. Yeah, they made money hand over fist by having that show. It kind of saved the Star Wars universe.
But truthfully, Disney Plus is where Disney made its money this year.
Yeah, they would get even more subscribers. Just, okay, you got folks that don't care for Star Wars, so they didn't bother to get it. Wait a minute, you gonna drop my Marvel movies there? Shh, here you go. Here's my, $8 to $10 a month.
Again, it could easily just be a stopgap method you use to get through the pandemic.
But the movie theaters are worried because if you remember back when we were talking about Mulan, I was saying $30 for that is insane because it's all profit.
Yeah, but if that had caught on, yes, that could have been the death of theaters. That didn't catch on.
Right.
And the HBO method isn't going to be making them as much money, in all likelihood, as ticket sales will.
But I think that's going to be where the field is played. Is if it does, Warner Brothers will probably make a private streaming service like called Warner Brothers Theater or something like that, and just
That's
show
always a
movies on it.
possibility. But like I said, I mean, and clearly I'm no expert in this, but I wouldn't think that's likely. I don't think they're likely to make as much money. But yeah, if they did, that would completely upset the apple cart.
I'm willing to stake. I'd be willing to stake money that if this 2021 slate is profitable, they will continue simultaneous release because they need to keep that skeleton there.
Yeah,
they need to make sure. They need to make sure that method of transportation stays viable and open at all times.
Yeah. Well, I know
now that they know that a situation in the world can happen to require this to make money, they're going to make sure it stays viable.
Yeah. They're going to have this plan B ready
at
to go.
all times if possible. Yeah. Even if it doesn't make a lot of money, even though it will barely make, it may barely make a profit post. But as long as they can keep it running, the moment it's necessary again, it's their moneymaker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I know from things I've seen on TV and online, you have like other countries were worried about this kind of stuff because they, like you said earlier, they don't necessarily have access to some of our streaming services or movie channels and stuff like that. The only way they get a movie is if it comes out on DVD or in the theater. So, yeah, a lot of these companies are going, hey, if all you have is a theater access, we're still going to show it that way. And then when it comes out to DVD, you can get it that way. But, anywhere that you have that option of, hey, you want our streaming service, we're also going to provide a lot of it here. And, it makes sense.
A lot of that was for the American market because Tenet dropped in theaters overseas.
Yeah.
You go back and look at, when it came out, because it came out there before here, most of your reviews of Tenet are from someplace else.
Yeah.
That's obviously not the greatest money-making model because Tenet didn't make money. It just didn't.
Well, like China. A lot of movies will drop in China a week before they do here sometime. I know they were talking about in China and Taiwan and some other country over in that area about the fact that they had restrictions on how many people could be in the theater. They had restrictions on, how many theaters could show movie, like you had to space out and everything, between seats. So that cuts down on, the number of bodies in there to start with. Then COVID, having to wear a mask, that cuts down even more.
That's the end of your concessions because you ain't eating and drinking in a mask.
Yeah,
you got to sterilize that damn theater between showings.
Yeah, because they said in some places they didn't offer concessions.
Well, you couldn't use them.
And
like now in some of the foreign markets, the theaters get a better percentage of the movie gross than they do here.
Yeah,
Hollywood has got a stranglehold on it here.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, if like say you got a theater that'll seat 100 people, okay, you can't have 100 people in the theater because of COVID. Mm-hmm. So okay, we limit it to 50.
Most places had 50% occupancy.
Okay, out of that 50 that you're allowed to sit, you got to have gaps in between you and the person, unless it's you and your date, but you got to have space in between. And then you also got people, like I said, out of 100, maybe 10 might go. Over there, maybe 25 might go. So that's cutting down on how many folks you're going to have in the theater anyway. They're not making their concessions. And like he said, got to clean in between. So that cuts down on the number of movies you can show each day.
Never mind the extra cost.
Right. Yeah.
Of all that cleaning when you're not making as much money as you were before.
Yep. Yeah. So,
yeah, it's a rough time to be in the theater business for sure.
Yeah. I had seen earlier in the year where they were going, yeah, everybody's catching hell because movies can't come out like they're supposed to. I mean, that's what's gut punched the hell out of Disney because Disney's big money was movies and theme parks, and you can't do none of that.
Yeah, all their theme parks are closed. They had a early Christmas special a few weeks ago. Wife and I watched it. And it was kind of surreal because, they had a thing set up for the host. But normally they would have this big festival and be having concerts. They were basically showing replays of the stuff from like 2016, 2015, And it was like,
nobody's managed to get the Vince McMahon thing going yet. Because you had a few months of pro wrestling where it was surreal, where they were wrestling to an empty thing, and then they came up with a Thunderdome, where you got all the monitors and stuff in there. Yeah,
They had to improvise, adapt, and overcome.
The closest thing I've seen to that is when they had the music awards, like the country music awards and the standard rock and roll music awards. They had nobody in the seats, and they were basically using using different concert halls for their cast. Might have one performer perform here, then they would switch to a camera in another performance place. They perform there. And that's how they did the award shows. And you're sitting there going with nobody in the seats. It's like, okay, that's kind of weird.
It's a weird time.
Yeah, it's very surreal. But
anyway, the time being what it is why HBO or why Warner Brothers rather is having to experiment with this.
Yep.
And Disney doing theirs, but I don't know. Be curious to see how it works out in the end. And we will stay on top of it, more or less. But the other thing we wanted to talk about today is the Spider-Man news.
Yep.
Because there'd been rumors going around for a while that they were trying to get the previous two Spider-Men back. That'd be Toby Mcguire and
Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield. I was blanking on his first name.
AKA the good one.
Yeah. Not that I didn't enjoy the Toby movies when they were coming out, except for 3. But
I enjoyed Sandman from 3.
Yeah, they did a good job with him.
Good job on Sandman, other than making him Uncle Ben's real killer and Peter letting him go at the end and all that shit.
I'm not here for the story. I wasn't talking about the story. I was just talking about I liked how he moved. I liked how he fought.
Yeah, his look was great. And sicko that I am, I like emo Peter. When he's dancing around the music, that you realize that you're
Only
in the audience who can hear that shit, and apparently he can hear it, but nobody in the movie can hear it. Oh, that's the greatest shit ever. Because I'm sitting there going,
it was so good Joker had to copy it later.
Nice.
But yeah,
anyway, so we've got, I believe they confirmed Garfield.
Jamie Foxx said he's going to be back.
Yeah,
Jamie Foxx is the first one.
confirmed.
Alfred Molina.
Yeah, Alfred Molina's confirmed. As Doc
For anybody that doesn't recognize that name, that was Doc Ock. The Charlie Cox, is he confirmed or is that still a rumor?
He's confirmed.
Yeah, they confirmed.
Yes, they confirmed it. And I'm when I was telling Jennifer about this, my wife, she's like, "Are they going to bring back all the Aunt Mays?"
Wait, Charlie Cox.
That's Daredevil.
He was Netflix.
That is Daredevil
Oh,
from
okay.
Netflix.
Thank you.
Now, will he be there as Daredevil or will he just be there as Matt Murdock?
Don't know.
Spidey's in legal trouble,
It could very easily just be Matt Murdock.
Even if he's just there as Matt Murdock, that's going, hey, and you got what was the guy that played Kingpin in the Daredevil stuff?
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah.
D'Onofrio's been trying to get into a Spider-Man movie hell since he started doing Kingpin.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything about him officially. Have they said anything?
Nope.
Okay. Well, we know Jamie Foxx is back playing Electro.
Yeah. Jamie's
They
back
got Doc
playing
Ock.
Electro. You know that. You know Molina's Doc Ock. I'm thinking they got Kirsten Dunst, so you'll have that Mary Jane.
Mm-hmm.
I think I saw something where I think they got Emma Stone too, so you may have Gwen Stacy in it too. It's basically them doing their version of Spider-Verse.
Yeah. Now, last I heard, you still haven't had any confirmation on Toby Mcguire, but apparently somebody caught word of a costume fitting.
Yep, I saw that this morning. They caught him in some kind of costume fitting. So you probably got Toby.
Toby Maguire is going to wait to be the last person to say he's there.
Could be.
He's just going to wait and wait. You guys. Oh, don't worry, guys. I've been here the whole time. Hi there. I'm the amazing Toby Maguire.
For a while there, they were rumoring that they were wanting Toby Maguire to play Uncle Ben. Because you've never seen Uncle Ben in the MCU version.
That's true.
Is he? I don't know how I
Considering
like
Marissa
that.
Tomei is Aunt May.
Yeah, fair enough.
And Toby Mcguire's got a few more years on him since, what was it, 2001 when Spider-Man came out?
Yep.
You're right. I haven't seen him in like a decade.
I don't know that he's done a whole lot since the Spider-Man movies.
He did Great Gatsby.
I mean,
and I don't
Seabiscuit
remember
2
what
just never materialized.
He's got a bad back.
So they're bringing in Electro and Doc Ock. Do you think Vulture from the MCU movies might show back up?
Probably, because I could easily see them. And it would be kind of neat if you did the Sinister Six as some kind of multiversal something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But see, the way I'm seeing it, though, like the current universe, 616 Vulture, he's protected Peter because he knew who he was and didn't say anything, didn't snitch while in prison.
That's true.
But that doesn't mean he wouldn't necessarily fight Peter if Peter interfered with something he was involved in.
Yeah, but it also just feels like he's not going to go. It feels like he would not go after Peter and also not immediately hook up and try to do criminal activity again.
That's true,
Like,
but you never know.
He doesn't really have the resources for. I mean, I guess technically Doc Ock could like bribe him in.
Yeah. But, or threaten his family.
I didn't say anything. It could be I didn't say anything because I'm protecting you, or it could be I didn't say anything because I want you for myself.
Yeah.
It could be.
That go either way.
Having said that, I've heard no rumors about them trying to get him back. But I also don't know what kind of deal he signed for the first movie.
Yeah, he does.
What now?
Other than the fact that he appears in Morbius.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he's in the only trailer you got for Morbius. You see him
that's right.
To Vulture at the end of it.
That's right. Because that's involved in that prison or whatever.
Because you have to remember that while the Disney half of this deal is kind of like the Sony half of that deal is we are so in the MCU.
Yep.
That's fair.
Yeah,
but I'm only concerned about this is you're cramming so many characters in there that I've seen that spoil Batman movies. Truthfully, it spoiled the original Spider-Man 3. I mean, granted, most of them would probably be cameos.
Yeah, you have to remember the Into the Spider-Verse has worked for them several times. Truthfully, them trying to pull off an Into the Spider-Verse makes more sense than some of the other shit that they're doing. It makes more sense than the Jane Foster Thor. The Jane Foster Thor damn near kills the book. Into the Spider-Verse has had 2 fairly successful comic runs, and has had an animated movie that won an Oscar.
Yeah,
fair.
So at least that concept is one that people now you could always go. Don't you think people are getting sick of seeing this shit over and over again?
Mm-hmm.
But at least it's a concept that has proven through several different incarnations that people will watch it.
It's not them taking a failure and trying to do another version of it.
Yeah. It's not like the Clone Saga. We're gonna do the Clone Saga again. That shit ain't gonna work.
Oh, let's see. Now we have it. Let's see. Did we miss anybody, or did we cover all of the?
Like I said, it's kind of tricky because for a while it seemed like almost every other day it was like, oh yeah, Kristen Dunst's gonna be in it. Oh yeah, Alfred Molina's gonna be in it. Oh yeah, we're getting Charlie Cox too. It's like Jesus.
Well, that's
I want Foggy in it too.
Huh?
I said I want Foggy Nelson from the Netflix in it too.
You know who I want? I want the Daily Bugle crew from the Raimi stuff.
Yeah, well, and you already know, they've already shown JJ, so you know he's there.
Yeah. But I want that crew because he wasn't. Jay Jonah was the linchpin, but he wasn't the only character in that crew that I liked.
Who was directing this one?
I don't know who in the hell's directing this Spider-Man, the third one, because I know Raimi's doing Doctor Strange.
Yep.
They
But if he's in good with
Spider-
Marvel, because one of the Daily Bugle crew was Raimi's brother.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was Joxer. It was Ted.
So if he's in good with Disney again, they could easily get his brother, I'm sure.
hell,
Well, see, getting in good with Raimi opens up a chance to you get
Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell. That's what I was about to say.
And Bruce has always said, how he felt cheated with his one little cameo. He wanted to play a villain.
Trick is that for a while they were talking about Craven. They're better Cravens than Bruce Campbell out there.
Yeah.
There's a hell of a lot better potential Cravens out there.
The only way I'd want Bruce as Craven was maybe if you did Ultimate Craven.
What I would like to
And
see.
I don't want Ultimate Craven in a movie, but that kind of, it's a TV show reality star kind of thing he could pull off.
Also, he could cameo as a Craven from another universe.
I would rather see Bruce Campbell as the ringmaster.
Oh, now that might work.
Because the very first one that you saw him in, he's the announcer at that fight thing.
He's at the wrestling match.
Yeah, he's at the. So if you had him come in as the ringmaster,
Trick is, I don't want to see a ringmaster in a damn Spider-Man movie. I mean, at all. You ain't seen the hell. Hell no. There's
you got too many Spider-Man villains you need to see.
Spider-Man villains you could have that hell. That's scraping the bottom of the barrel.
see, I wouldn't have him as the main villain. I would have him cameo and have a few, and then have Spidey take him out.
Still don't need that in a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, at the start of the film,
that's bringing in a whole other team. You don't need that. You're already going to have, at least half.
Trying to do the Sinister Six, you don't need Ringmaster, because to get Ringmaster, the only thing that makes him interesting is the Circus of Crime, and I don't need all that shit.
Okay, well then, who out of the Sinister Six would you put Raimi as?
Raimi?
Nobody. Are you talking about Campbell? Yeah, that's been a damn. That's been a cameo or something.
Yeah, that's really all I'm looking for out of Campbell.
Yeah, because the thing is, back when he was
don't try to make
in there, Craven was open, but that's long enough that you wouldn't do a decent Craven, and you've already had Mysterio.
Yeah.
If you'd made him Mysterio, if you want to be bothered to do the Chameleon or some shit, even then you're kind of stretching it.
Who would make a good Craven though?
Jason Momoa.
Momoa would make a good one.
Momoa kind of wants it.
What's the guy from The Strain?
Yeah, that's still my dude.
Truthfully, I can see Carl Urban doing a decent one.
Yeah.
Truthfully, if I was gonna do anything with Urban, I'd make Urban Wolverine.
Who's the guy that played the most recent Punisher?
Bernthal?
Barenthal?
I could see him doing a version of Craven. Okay.
I'd rather see him back as Punisher.
Oh, you mean yeah. I'd rather him hook in as what character he actually is, but I was just stating a name and a face.
Yeah.
Just to be part of the conversation. I'm sorry. I'll shut up now.
No.
We were talking about Kevin Durant. That's his name.
Yeah.
The guy that played Negan wouldn't be a bad one.
Yeah. Playing an older version.
Talking about Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah. So they got several choices out there that make decent Negans. I wouldn't mind seeing a more comic accurate Rhino.
I wouldn't mind seeing a comic accurate Rhino. I wouldn't mind seeing a comic accurate Craven. Truthfully,
I'd like to see a Scorpion.
I always wanted a Scorpion.
Well, hey there, Todd. We agree.
Yep. Yeah.
I could see Campbell as the Scorpion.
Hell no.
Stop putting Campbell in this.
What is this obsession?
Campbell too damn old to play.
He's too old to be doing some of the really action-oriented guys.
Oh yeah, you do, don't you?
Yeah.
I want a lithe, flexible acrobat with a giant stinger on his back, Bruce Campbell.
I want Bruce Campbell there like he was in the original Raimi movies.
Yeah.
Just
I want him to pop up
anonymous oddball cameo with a funny line or two.
Yeah. I want him to pop up and go, "Ooh, that's Bruce Campbell," and then take his ass on somewhere.
And I want Spider-Man Spider-Sense to not work when he's around.
That's true.
But that's
but let's be honest. Spider-Man Spider-Sense don't always work. Period. The
presence of Bruce Campbell was the explanation for that in the originals.
Yeah.
He had it in Civil War, then it disappeared in Homecoming, and then it came back in Far From Home as the Peter Tingle. Oh yeah. I would like a functioning spider sense. I would like a Spider-Man that is his own man. That's my only worry about any kind of Into the Spider-Verse something.
How is Tony Stark going to be responsible for all of his villains?
Well, no. The thing that I'm worried about is I didn't like. I wasn't crazy about Mcguire's Spidey, especially by the end, but he was his own man. You damn sure can't put Garfield Spidey in there with Holland and Mcguire sticking in the mud. Shit, they're gonna have to do something.
Yeah.
Holland can't be in the movie as the worst Spider-Man.
And that's my point. It's just like, well, when we'd be watching Arrow and they would add, Mr. Terrific or somebody, I'm going, they got to fuck him up because it's Green Arrow and he can't outshine the main hero. And that's just it. Yeah, you put Garfield Spidey in there with Tom Holland, you're going to see just how shitty Tom Holland's Spider-Man really is. Because he don't quip, he ain't his own man. Hell, shit, Garfield's actually look more like Spidey than Holland's does.
Yeah.
He moved funny. He had that kind of, he's kind of lanky and shit like that in the costume.
Kind of skittered.
He skittered around and shit. Yeah, you give that up.
Well, one of the reasons I think that worked for him, like where Holland, they put him on the same exercise plan everybody else had. If you've ever seen any of the clips on the internet, I'm like, good Lord. RDJ is the only Robert Downey Jr. is the only one that, wasn't on that excessive workout plan because, he's like, I'm not doing that.
Oh, he was on it, but the trick is RDJ does Wing Chun.
Yeah.
He does Kung Fu. So
well, he didn't need to get super cut up.
No.
Yeah, because he's going to be in a motion cap thing anyway. But like the rest of them, that were showing abs and, muscles, they made them work out.
Like I said, I've seen pictures of RDJ. RDJ was cut up under that shit.
Yeah.
No, on the press tour,
I think it's safe to say
they did a thing where they were showing people's bodies, and they were going, "Who is that?" Yeah, RDJ. He wasn't full of cheeseburgers up on that.
But what I'm saying is, like the Thor, Captain America, those actors had to sit there and pump iron and all that.
Well, they just had to get cut. They had to get big on top.
Yeah,
of
they had to get big and cut. Well, hell,
Holland, which is a little different.
Holland, as a person, have you seen his audition where hell that some bitch was flipping around and shit like that? He can actually do that. I'm not talking about just the dude. Garfield had that kind of weird, almost. He reminded me of McFarlane's Spider-Man. You know how McFarlane's Spider-Man was kind of long and kind of lanky?
Yeah.
And shit, he looked like that. And the most important thing, out of all three of them, he's the only one that quips.
Yeah.
Which is a really important part of Spider-Man.
Yep. And you ain't telling me shit. You put the three of them in there, they gonna have to do something. They're gonna have to do something to where Holland can shine, because he just ain't. He got a bunch of teeny bopper fans, but he ain't the best Spidey of the three.
But I think we can safely say that we're all curious and, at least borderline excited to see what they're going to do.
Yeah.
I'm fully excited to have to talk Tony into going to see this one. Dude, I have talked Tony into going to see damn near every fucking Spider-Man. The only one I didn't have to talk him into was 2. I had to beg him to go see Amazing Spider-Man 1, because he was like, that's a bunch of bullshit and it ain't right. And I was like, dude, just trust it. I see where they're going with it. And he was like, it's a bunch of bullshit. And then when he went to go see it, he was like, it's the greatest Spider-Man. But yeah, that's what I was trying to tell you.
So anyway, where we're at here, if any of our listeners have heard rumors that we missed, any casting information that we didn't say anything about that you think we should have mentioned, if you've got an opinion on who could play Kraven or one of the other classic Spidey villains, let us know. You can contact us at thenerdattornal@gmail. You can comment to us on our website, under the video on YouTube, on Facebook. on Twitter. Just look for the Nerd Eternal or the Nerd Eternal Network on any of those places, and you'll be able to find us. Let's see. I think that covers everything we need to talk about. So anyway, I've been your host today, the experienced some called Jason, and with me has been
the token forced to have the beginning edit because he didn't pay enough attention, Tarky.
CDL 113.
And the Todd Father.
and we will talk to y'all next time.